In the second episode, we are going to talk about Bhopal's historical background. We are going to delve into Bhopal's past and see a bit of the city's history. Some traditions hold that Bhopal, the city of Bhopal, was founded by a Rajput ruler called Bhoj. He was a Parmara chief who ruled in western central India in the 11th century. Bhoj actually did rule in western Madhya Pradesh with his capital at Dhar, over 250 kilometers away from Bhopal. But not much is available to support the claim that the city of Bhopal was planned by or founded by Bhoj or one of his ministers. Historically speaking, the foundation of Bhopal was laid in 1722 by an Afghan adventurer called Dost Muhammad Khan. Dost Muhammad Khan had served for a time in the Mughal army. This was the time when, early to mid 18th century, and this was a time when Mughal empire was essentially declining. So Dost Muhammad Khan moved to central India to try out his fortunes in this part of the land. And here he founded the small principality of Bhopal in 1722. And by his death in 1726, he had placed it on a firm footing. Dost Muhammad Khan's descendants continued to rule over Bhopal throughout the period of colonial rule till the first half of the 20th century. Now, all of us know that during the period of British colonial domination over India, there were many princely states which existed in India. So there were two categories essentially. One were the areas which were directly administered by the British administered Indian provinces, and the princely states which were under indirect British control. And there were many princely states of this kind, and Bhopal was one of them. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, Bhopal had the distinction of being ruled by a line of remarkable women rulers. These were Qudsiya, Sikandar Jahan, Shah Jahan, and Sultan Jahan. These Begums or women rulers were powerful women ruling in a man's world. Surprisingly, very little is known or discussed about these Begums anywhere, even in Bhopal. Sultan Jahan, the last in line, voluntarily abdicated in 1926 in favor of her youngest and only surviving son, Hamidullah Khan, who was to become the last Nawab of Bhopal. Hamidullah Khan took over from his mother and ruled till 1949. These rulers have left behind a series of buildings. They erected many buildings in North Bhopal, which was the seat of their power. Some of them still exist today, but they are in a decaying state and in desperate need of repair. Shah Jahan Begum built her palace in Bhopal called the Taj Mahal. She was probably trying to replicate the great Mughal emperor Shah Jahan, who had built his own Taj Mahal. Shah Jahan also started the construction of a grand mosque called the Tajul Masjid in Bhopal. Unfortunately, she could not complete the construction in her lifetime. The construction of the Tajul Masjid was completed after independence. Sultan Jahan Begum established schools and hospitals for women. She also gave large grants to the Aligarh Muslim University. She added yet another complex of buildings to Bhopal. She built a complex called Ahmedabad. Sultan Jahan's son and successor, Hamidullah Khan, became the last Nawab of Bhopal. It was during his reign that Bhopal acceded to an independent India. How did this shift come about is an aspect which will be discussed in the next part of the series. See you then in the next episode.